Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is the first day of the autumn sale, which means cool stuff for less money. So a lot of the modules are on sale right now. I think you can get the Hornet for like 60 bucks, 63 bucks or something like that instead of 80, which is rather cool. The F-14 and the F-16 still aren't on sale. Well, I wouldn't expect the F-16 to be. The F-14, it's pretty new too. I would say it came out in, February or March. So kind of makes sense that one isn't on sale. So some people might be bummed. I have a lot of stuff already. So what I went and did is I went and picked up the Huey. And I've wanted to check that out for a while. So here we are, and let's see what we got. So with the UH-1H, there's free flight, harbor tour, ground attack, easy hard, target practice, night flight, oil rig. With Nevada, there's only a free flight. That's a bummer. With Normandy, nothing. I kind of expected that. This is the map I wish I never bought, to be honest, because, I don't know, it's just lame. You don't do anything with it unless you have World War II stuff. Persian Gulf, hey, that's kind of cool. So they do give you some stuff for the Persian Gulf. They give you one thing for Nevada, and they give you the default map stuff. Well, let's load up a free flight. And I haven't set up any controls yet, so I have a feeling I'm going to be doing that here in a second. And if I'm doing a free flight, I'm probably going to start in the air, and I'm going to drop like a rock out of the sky. Haven't flown any helos in DCS except for the... Oh, okay. I have to start it up. I hate starting it up. Hey, dude, what's up? Check out this dude. He's in the cockpit. I don't like starting up. Oh, we are started up. Okay. Stick's moving. Pedals aren't moving, so I gotta fix that right away. Adjust controls, axes commands, let's see, collective and cyclic. Collective is, yeah, my throttle, which is what it should be. Now the rudder control is set up wrong, I think. Yeah, it's slider 2 because of the T-flight pedals are connected to the throttle instead of through the separate USB connector. Alrighty. There's my hand controllers. This is totally my first time ever being in this module. It's funny, I'm setting my thing on my lap and it's grabbing a hold of the stick, which is kind of weird. I'm going to set the controller on the table next to me. Well, let me see how my stuff is faring here. Oh, it gives you that little joystick thing on the screen. Okay. Why are my pedals all... I know why. I have to disable adjust controls. There's a paddle on the throttle. So I have to clear and then add. There we go. That's better. So I'm not screwing around and messing things up. Turn on my frame rate counter to see where I'm at. Okay, what do we have? Nice. Side to side. There's my stick. I should probably... Nah, I'll fool around with that later. I'll mess around with the curve later. Let's give it some right pedal. Some torque. Yeah, it's torquing a little bit. Wow, this is pretty cool. I like this. Give it a little more. Too much. Getting some shutter here. Now, I've never flown this in DCS, so I'm not entirely certain what the limitations are on this thing. Hey, look at that. There's like fog or something up here. I never saw that before. I don't know if I'm flying it too fast or not. See how I'm getting a little bit of a buffeting or a shuddering here? Drop my collective a little. This is really cool. I've never seen this area this low. And the reason being is the KA-50 is such a freaking nightmare to fly. I've had the KA-50 for a while and I really don't like it at all. This is rather cool. It's pretty neat being this low to everything and like seeing stuff, you know? Go out over the water a little. Oh, that's a weird view. This guy's got no personality next to me. Hey, dude. Poke, poke. Poke, poke, poke. That's funny. Do it for the comedy. You know, the cool thing is, I'm at a locked 40, so turning off ASW was pretty good, and boosting my processor to 5 gigahertz all-core looks to have done something for me. Although the one thing I've never noticed in a fixed wing is that little bit of fog that you see up ahead. I do not remember ever seeing that before. I think I'm going to like this. This is rather cool. You know, I was really bummed out last time they had this sale. I think it was like June. And the last day of the sale, I was at work and I had it in my cart and I didn't do it. And I got home from work and the sale was over. And I had the Huey in my cart. I was gonna buy the Huey. And I'm so bummed that day that I didn't. I didn't have the money, to be honest. I shouldn't have been spending the money, but you know how it is with this stuff. You do it. You just do it anyway. Let's try to make some turns here without knocking. Ooh. Uh-oh. That can't be good. There we go. I think I fixed it. Yeah, I don't really know the limitations or the rules of this thing. I just know you apply some pedal for the tail rotor. Although, when can I straighten the damn thing out? There we go. That's a little better. I think I got it. Like I said, it's been years since I've really flown, whoa, a helicopter. Well, I can't say that. I was playing around with X-Plane a little bit, and it's not for me. So the one thing I'm noticing in DCS is, what the hell is that? Some of this terrain up close doesn't look that good down low. And since I have trees and clutter at 30%, it's like, I don't know if you're noticing this, but it's drawing the stuff pretty much as I approach it. But I really don't care about the trees and clutter and stuff, to be honest. I guess the ground textures is what I'm talking about. I'm not too pleased with the ground textures. The buildings look great, though. So I noticed that VKB Sims, the other joystick guy, there's Verpal and VKB, they announced that they're doing an F14 stick now with heat blur. So it's in conjunction with heat blur, the guys that do the Tomcat module. So I'm really excited about that kinda. I wasn't so excited about the Verpal one, but it appears that one can't do it without the other, because, you know, Verpal released theirs and now VKB's doing theirs, and competition's a good thing, man. I think that's the problem with the simulation market right now, and what everybody's bitching about DCS this, DCS that. There's no competition to push anybody, you know what I mean, to do anything any differently. And I'm not saying that, you know, Eagle Dynamics is doing anything particularly wrong. I'm not agreeing with all the people that are crying about everything, about the Hornet not being done, and, you know, they shouldn't have released the F-16. I'm just saying competition is healthy for any market, you know. Pepsi pushes Coke, Coke pushes Pepsi, and it always has, you know. It's a good thing. Keeps everybody on their toes and, you know, inspires great things. But that stick looks really cool. I love the F-14 too. I think Heat Blur did an amazing job. I actually have an interview out with them. I have a bunch of questions I'd sent their way. I wanted to do it as a video interview. They don't have time because they've been super busy, but I do have a bunch of questions out there that I'd sent them via email. So I said, look, you know, if you want, you could just do this as an email interview. And they have them, so it's just a matter of getting them back. And once I have them, I will publish them at the WarGameGuru website as a text email. Or not text email, text interview. Got email on the brain. This looks rather cool though, man. This is fun flying this thing. Give it a little more juice to get me up higher. Man, I can only imagine how awesome a Cobra or Apache would be in this. Man, what I would do for an Apache again. I was part of a very small group of flight simulation and combat simulation enthusiasts that helped do the outside beta testing and bug smashing for Longbow, Jane's Longbow and Jane's Longbow 2 back in the day. That was super fun stuff, man. I miss those days. Andy Hollis, man, that dude's just awesome. He's not doing sims anymore. He owns a race car team, I guess, and does crazy race car stuff. And that's what he was doing back then too. So I think he used his money as being a, you know, a legendary simulation producer from Microprose days, and then Jane's to fund what he really loved to do, which was racing. So that's pretty cool. I seen him on Facebook not long ago, and noticed he's got his own team and kind of doing the racing thing. So good for him, man. He was a joy to work with, though, man. And I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but you know, the infamous Wags, Matt Wagner from DCS, got his start with the Jane's guys as well. He was responsible for, I don't remember his exact title, I want to say like designer or lead producer or something, on the Jane's FA-18 Hornet. And it was the Super Hornet sim. So I'm not sure if anybody realizes or knows that, but I think that's part of why we have excellent products today is because of WAGs. I think the dude has like a CIA background too. He was a spook. Or had something to do with that. Maybe Department of Defense. Really good dude though. I am really enjoying this, man. This is so freaking cool. Especially in VR, man. I'm gonna poke this guy over here. Ain't that right, man? I poked him and then my shit went out of control. That's funny. I wonder if I could put this thing down. Get my airspeed down enough. Come on. Bleed that speed off. Come on. How do you slow this thing down to stop it, though? Oh, I did it. Hey, look at that. Perfect landing. Well, I don't know about perfect, but I'll take it. Look at that. I like how it's like kicking up the dust everywhere, man. That's freaking awesome. I can't believe I did not get the Huey sooner. This is so cool. What do you think, man? This dude has no personality whatsoever. He don't say much. This isn't hard to put down. I'm really impressed by that. That's pretty freaking awesome. Let's try something else, man, while I'm in here. So this is essentially my first impressions, just to get that straight. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Let's go back to instant action, Persian Gulf, target practice, city tour. Ground attack easy. Let's try the city tour. Let's see how that goes. I kind of like that it's starting me on the ground. I think it would be kind of dangerous to start in the air, don't you? Alrighty. Now, what I don't know is how you even do waypoints in this.
You're our last tour flight of the day. Show these folks the good sights of the city.
Sure, be back before sunset. So I'm going to hold it. Hold the rotor to the left a little, wants to torque, and once we get going, slowly bring it back, and there you go. Not bad. One thing I'm noticing right away is the city looks like so much bigger from a helicopter. What the hell's that? Oh, that's a cranes. And if you look over to the left, you've got that building over there. And if you look over to the right, you've got the Allah Ahmed River. Isn't that mean? I think it's funny. I mean, this is Dubai, right? Persian Gulf. I do not remember this much buildings and stuff being here. I'm also amazed by how easy it is to fly, like how well I'm just able to pick this thing up and go, and I haven't set any curves or tweaks to my axes or anything yet. You saw, like literally, when I started this video, I had just got done paying for and downloading this module. So I've done nothing with this at all until what you saw in the video. Hey, there's an airport over there. Let's go check that out. The only thing I don't have down yet is this turning thing to turn sharp. So it's like, do some rotor with some stick, and then once it comes straight again, let go of my tail rotor, and there we go. This is going to be fun, man. This is a game changer for me. I'm so used to fixed wing, and I love helicopters, but I was so turned off by the KA-50. I really am. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's so easy to fly. It's like, all I do is wreck that goddamn thing. All you hear is beep, 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 and then the wings come off every time. Like, it's annoying. I know somebody's going to be like, oh, you're going to fly it with the inside of its limits. Well, I don't really get that. I'm better off with things I can't break, I guess. Same thing with the MiG-21, man. I try hard to like that plane, and all I do is break it. So MiG-21 and KA-50 are two modules I spent money on that I'm probably not going to get my money's worth out of. Or maybe one day I'll get really bored and try to figure out how to do it the right way. But I don't have the patience for that kind of stuff. I think that's the problem. I want to get up and I want to play and I want to enjoy my time, you know? This thing is really fun to fly. I'm digging it, man. Not sure what the buffeting is, though. Probably flying it outside of its capabilities or something. I'm really happy that I'm getting that solid 40 FPS like that. Like, it's not going down. It's not going above it, but it's not going below it either, though. And I'm not seeing any, like, you know, terrain stuttering or any bullshit like I was getting before. The only thing that's annoying me is how the trees are kind of drawing in and the bushes are drawing in on their own as I'm flying towards them, which is kind of weird because, hold on, here's my options. Yeah, so I have tree visibility at 30%, clutter grass all the way down. Preload radius is the max because I do have 32 gigabytes of memory. So you can crank that. Here's all my other options. I do have civilian traffic and water on low. Heat blur off, flat only for the shadows, 1024, MSAA off, SAA off. And then under my VR options, you can't see it, but the pixel density is turned down to, I don't know why I did this, because it's whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Pixel density is 0.5, which is the lowest because I'm using the Oculus. Whoa. Be careful starting over again after you leave the options. Holy shit. I'm using the Oculus tray tool to handle super sampling, which is the same thing as the pixel density. Yeah, watch doing that, man. Holy cow. Well, I wasn't holding the stick at the same angle I was holding it when I went into the options, I guess. Helicopters are a little finickier. They're different to fly versus a fixed wing, for sure. Fixed wing, you just kind of hit the thrust and point the nose in the direction you want to go and you end up there, you know? Helicopter, not so much. So in a helicopter, you've got a collective and a cyclic. And then your rudder pedals control your tail rotor. So essentially, tail rotor is still, I guess, somewhat the yaw. So if I give it left pedal, I'm going to spin a little bit to the left. If I give it right pedal, I'm going to spin a little bit to the right. Ooh, power lines. Good thing I missed those. But it controls how fast the tail rotor's spinning or not. And it's sometimes, because this thing is just a giant spinning blade on top, it induces torque. So the reason why a helicopter has a tail rotor, most of them at least, is to counter the torque of the main rotor assembly that's up top. Because without a tail rotor, this thing would just spin out of control, literally. Now, some of the more modern helicopters, like the KA-50's got the dual rotor assembly, where one rotor assembly spins to the right and the other one spins to the left, and there's no torque created. It doesn't need that. But that's the biggest problem with helicopters in general, or conventional helicopters, is you really have to watch your tail rotor and don't smack it into something, because the results are usually pretty bad. I'm noticing, though, that the buildings look pretty plain down below, this low like this. At least in the Persian Gulf map. They all look kind of, I don't know, basic? Almost like cardboard? Where from a plane, going over them much faster, they kind of look nicer. I don't know if that makes any sense. Super fun flying this, though. This feels really good. And again, I'm not like, you know, having to learn to fly all over again. I was able to pick this up pretty quick. I'm half tempted to get the Gazelle now, but I've heard bad things about the Gazelle. People are saying, it's hard to fly, blah, blah, blah. Well, the Huey seems really cool. Ew. I don't really get my width of this thing, so I'm going to try this, and this might end badly, because I really don't grasp how wide my plane is yet. Oh, we made it. Okay, not bad. Very cool stuff, man. Digging it. Kind of hard turning, though. I just have to figure it out, I guess. You're not going to turn on a dime, that's for sure. There we go. Super cool. Yeah, like everything looks so different this low. Oh, that's where I wanted to go, right over there. You know what I want to do? I don't know that I have the skills to pull it off right now, but there's that thing over there that I usually fly my plane through. There's a helicopter pad on that. It would be really awesome if I could just land my helicopter on that. And I have a funny feeling I'm going to wreck the shit out of this thing trying it, but that's one of those things that I want to do. Hey, look, there's the picture frame way out there. There's the tall building. And there's that hotel out in the middle of nowhere that has the triangle on top of it that I usually fly my fixed-wing airplanes through for funsies. So, I have a funny feeling I know how this video is going to end right now. Is I'm going to wreck this thing trying to land on that. But you know what? Why not? It's all in good fun, right? And that's the whole idea behind this, man. If you know, I got into an argument with a guy in another one of these damn Facebook groups last night. Was it last night or this morning? It was last night. And the guy was just being a freaking jerk. And he was going along saying that, like, you know, oh, well, what part of DCS is any fun? And I'm thinking to myself, dude, why are you even here? Why are you even active in a group for DCS players on Facebook if you don't like DCS? You know what I mean? Like, this, some people are just so freaking bitter and so, like, full of their own bullshit, you know what I mean, that they want to go on about that. And he's like, because I was like, you know, there's a lot to enjoy in DCS. He's like, what part of it's done enough to enjoy? And I'm thinking, again. So, my take on this about the Hornet is that, okay, the Hornet hasn't been completed for 2 years, right? Check. All right. So, everybody paid for the Hornet 2 years ago, right? I guarantee all the people that are bitching right now bought that Hornet when it first came out, and it was the new thing, and it was the new hot for the moment, and they loved it. I guarantee they did. I guarantee they've played the shit out of it and enjoyed all the little updates that have come along the way. So I guess my thing is you paid, let's say, $63. That's usually the introductory price if you buy before it's released, so you get a little bit of a break. So, at the least, somebody paid $63 for the Hornet, played it for 2 years, and now are bitching that it's not done, and are acting like they've never had any fun with it at all. Do you realize you've got 2 years of playtime with the Hornet in DCS World? That's pennies on the dollar. You can't get that kind of entertainment anywhere for that price. Going to the movies cost more for 2 hours worth of entertainment for a couple times. You know what I mean? Like, you go to the movies 2 or 3 times, 3 times, let's say, with snacks, and you've bought a Hornet these days. So that's kind of where I'm seeing this, and my outlook on this is, the thing's been out for 2 years, I get it, and I know people are getting impatient, and they want it done, and I don't blame them on that respect. But at the same time, if you were one of the first adopters that got it back then, you've had 2 years to play this. You're telling me you didn't get $63 worth of entertainment out of that. And you still are going to get the game when it's fully completed. Oh, wow, check this out. Look at how the lights just came on, man. That's freaking awesome. This is looking really good. Now here's the hard part. I need to raise some altitude to get to that helicopter pad. And what I can't see, I wish there was an indicator of my airspeed that wasn't something I had to squint down at. Come on. I have a feeling I'm going to wreck this. This is going to end badly. But I want to land. See, I got too much airspeed now. Okay, this is going to get ugly. Man, I'm going way too fast. Whoa! I totally missed it, thank God. That's crazy, guys. I got a lot of practice to do in this thing. I'm really, really liking the Huey, though. My first impressions are, this is freaking cool. This is really freaking cool. Oh, that was ugly. I told you how the video was going to end, guys. Yep, that's exactly how it's going to end, too. Gotta admit, that had to be tried. That had to be tried. That's something I'm going to have to get good at. So anyway, that is my first impressions of the Huey in the Persian Gulf map. Pretty cool stuff. This is going to be fun. Is there a campaign? Let's see. Does it come with a campaign? UH-1. Hey, UN pilot. There's actually a campaign. Okay, that is promising. So there's instant action missions. So for the default map, you got that. For Nevada, they give you one. Bummer. Normandy, jack shit, which doesn't surprise me. And Persian Gulf, they give you a bunch, which is really cool. Missions. There's a couple of missions too. Again, for the default map. So rescue, helicopter operators, rebel base, stray eagle. Let's see, training missions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 missions. What I don't understand is why are these, there's no map. Oh, it's a video demonstration. That's why there's no map listed. Okay, fair enough. So, training, campaign, there's a campaign, there's a number of missions, and there's a bunch of instant action stuff. I think that's cool. Hey, what does the, let's see. Where's it at on the list down here? I want to see. It's at the end. Let's see what their music is. Alright, you know what? I get it that it's like a 60s thing, but that music's gotta go. That's terrible. Really terrible. And lame. But that Huey looks badass, so I'm going to do some more videos here. My next step is I'm going to learn how to jump in and shoot things with the Huey. So I think I got the basic flight down pretty cool. So again, the Huey is only 25 bucks right now, guys. Get that shit while you can, because that is a good deal. And again, the autumn sale is in full swing. So I'm going to leave it at that. So as always, please subscribe to the channel. And until next time.